But first, I'm very excited to let you know about the Toronto Star's syndicated advice columnist, Ellie Tesher, who is here to give you advice and answer all of your questions. No matter your age or stage, young and single, divorced or mature, the very celebrated and popular advice columnist is here with us tonight to answer questions live on the air. Ellie Tesher majored in sociology at university, worked for Children's Aid right after graduating, and then turned to journalism and social justice issues. After years as a reporter and editor at the Toronto Star, she launched an advice column that went international. She also hosted the TV show Outlaws In-Laws. Wise, witty, empathetic, and a straight shooter, Ellie receives email questions from advice seekers across the globe, and her column appears in the Star 6 days a week. She also holds a live online chat Wednesdays at noon through thestar.com. Ellie, I'm delighted to welcome you to the program.
Let me be here. Thank you.
You're in the paper 6 days a week. That's huge. You've really taken over from Ann Landers.
Well, I'll put it this way. I followed in her footsteps after she died in 2002. I was a great fan, but I also believed that I could write an advice column. And I suggested to the publisher of the Star at that time, who used to come to me for some dating advice, I suggested to him that we could have a Made in Canada successor to Ann Landers, who had been in the Star, in our newspaper, and he just said lunch. And from lunch, we launched the column almost 10 years ago.
Isn't that incredible? And I remember it was a huge campaign. It was in all the bus shelters, and you really, and your advice is great. Like I even found when we talked before the show, you really are so wise, but you're funny as well. And you don't, you're a straight shooter. You call it like it is. And yet there's empathy there. And I really felt that when we were speaking, and it's great.
Thank you.
What are the most common things that come up for people over and over again that you read and go, oh my God, there it is again?
Well, it goes across the board, all ages, as you said, and all stages. So you have young people looking for first love. You have people a little past that stage, trying to find the one and believing that there is the one. You have post-divorce. You have people in unhappy marriages. You have people in marriages that they think could be okay, but one partner is watching porn all the time, or another partner is, well, the other partner, not in that same group, is cheating. There's something going wrong terribly, and they don't know whether to leave the relationship or how to improve it. You have older people, often with some of the same problems, online dating. You have in-law relationship problems, whether it's the older in-laws or the new couple. These are the common ones.
Do you get shocked by any of it? Do you ever get a letter and you go, oh my goodness?
No.
You've
it's
heard
all
it all.
out there. Nothing surprises me anymore. And I think, if you're an open person and you have a wide circle of acquaintanceship, you've probably heard it all in your own life. And then the letters do not surprise me.
You answer all of your own mail, which I found fascinating, and you get thousands and thousands of these letters. Do you say that that's one of your favorite times of the day?
Yes.
When you're writing? Can you describe what that's like for you, just the whole writing process? And how do you ever get stuck and go, I've got to consult with a professional, another professional?
Oh, sure. I have gotten stuck. I have consulted. I sometimes research. I also have a personal researcher who happens to be my daughter and is quite good at this. And so if something's complicated and I don't want to handle it right away, I'll look it up myself a little, I'll send it to her, get her advice. I also married a newspaper editor who is no longer a newspaper editor, he's now an artist, but he's very, very good at discussing things with me. But the basic response between me and the question, I find not upsetting, and it's a relaxing part of my day to read the question and to find the compassion to understand what's going on. Sometimes at first read you think, oh my goodness, get a life, or, is this person kidding? But on a second reading, you see between the lines what the person is saying, what's troubling them. There's always clues. And that's when some compassion kicks in, thank goodness, and I just start answering.